EQLZ started the year off with a bang with this bad boy right here. This is the 247 model. This bad boy right here is the 360, and I freaking love these. Hey, what's going on, guys? My name's Chris. Welcome back to the official WearTesters.com YouTube channel. Today we got the performance review on the EQLZ 360. This one right here is built for the shiftiest of players, which is probably not me at this point. My legs do not move like that anymore. They can. It's just a lot slower than it used to be. But these bad boys right here were taken both indoors as well as outdoors. We did all of our B-roll for everything outdoors, but the primary testing was done indoors. We took them outdoors last, like we typically do. And I only say this just because sometimes in the comment section, people are like, you're supposed to play with them inside. It's like, we already did, bro. It's just B-roll. But yeah, I've been playing in these for a few weeks now, and they're really, really awesome. I absolutely love them. Are they perfect? No, but no shoe really is. But before we get started, this video is sponsored and brought to you guys by the good folks over at DuckDuckGo. And just in case you're unaware of what DuckDuckGo is, they wanted us to let you guys know about their Privacy Pro 3-in-1 service. This is a monthly subscription service that will help protect your personal information from being exploited by hackers, scammers, and privacy invasive companies. The DuckDuckGo VPN is easy to set up in just one simple click. It safely secures your Wi-Fi connection anytime, anywhere across your entire device, and will provide the same service for up to 5 devices at once. It provides an extra layer of protection when traveling, gaming, shopping, browsing, like perhaps for a new pair of shoes, while it also hides your IP address and location from all of the sites that you visit. Now, in addition to the VPN service, data leaks are at an all-time high right now, and they also help you protect yourself in that sense too. You could probably find your full name, email, address, and all kinds of other information that you do not want public all over and across the web, which is extremely unsettling. Privacy Pro helps to find and remove that information from over 50 different data broker websites and rescans regularly, taking every step it needs to ensure that that information stays removed. Privacy Pro also provides identity theft restoration, a service to help restore your identity if it happens to get stolen. The service offers 24/7 assistance, with most calls being answered in less than 30 seconds, and help recover certain financial losses. Now, Privacy Pro is only available to US residents. However, you can try Privacy Pro out for free for up to 7 days. And if you happen to like it and you wanted to stay signed up for the service, it's $9.99 per month after that. Or you can save yourself 16% by signing up annually for one fee of $99.99. It's essentially giving you 2 months free. So if you're interested in trying out DuckDuckGo's Privacy Pro, all you got to do is click the link down below in our description box. It'll send you over to their website where you can read more about it and possibly give you that peace of mind that you've been looking for. Now, with that being said, time is running out to place your orders on these badass hoodies right here. This is just one of 3 icons currently available. If you order within this week, we can guarantee that all deliveries are made before the holiday season. That way, if you wanted to give, it is a perfect gift for any NBA or basketball lover. And even if it's just for yourself, don't waste any time, because we will not be restocking. Once they're gone, they're gone. So head over to senseapparel.com right now, place your order, and then once they're done, they will be delivered to your door promptly. Now, as far as these bad boys are concerned, traction was really, really interesting on these. If you're looking at the pattern itself, honestly, it looks mad sketchy. But I like this even more than I like the 247 in a lot of ways. There was one thing on the 247 that I absolutely loved a little bit more than these, but overall, I like this shoe a little bit better. It suits my needs more. And one of those things definitely is the traction. Indoors, they were only a little bit slick right from the get-go, but once you started to break them in, they really gripped the floor well with very minimal wiping, which is one of the things that I think is really interesting, especially in this 4-foot section where the traction pattern is really tight and almost heavy, and it just worked out well. You can even see with this additional footage that the overall usage just from indoors alone left some minor fraying on the outer edges right here. So the rubber is gripping really well. It's actually like adhering itself to the floor as best as it can. And then taking these things outdoors, like, I think the outdoors, they were even better traction-wise. Like, the grip was just phenomenal. So I wouldn't quite give them a 10 out of 10, mostly because I don't rate stuff, because your numbers are different than my numbers. Like, a 7 to me is good, but a 7 to somebody else is like,
trash.
So that, yeah, we don't do the number thing. All I'll say is indoors, they were great. Outdoors, even better. Now the cushioning in these guys is very low profile, even though they still use the same P-back setup that they used in this guy right here. The difference though is that the 247s, for whatever reason, they just feel a little bit more plush underfoot, like they feel almost as if they have a little bit of bounce to them. Whereas the 360s, it was all court feel all day long, but you still had a little bit of impact protection, albeit minimal. And much like the 247, when you do look at the outsole, there are little breaks within the outsole itself where they show you the actual P-back's cushioning. You can touch it. It definitely feels a little firmer than the 247. It's also housed within a little bit of a carrier. But again, indoors, I think that cushion is more than enough. Outdoors, I did want a little bit something extra. So if you're one of those people that really likes to support brands and really ride or die with whatever products that they're putting out, this guy right here, I would probably primarily use outdoors in terms of cushion, even though the traction is better off inside. Whereas the cushion on this one is really good for indoor usage. I probably wouldn't want to use them outdoors despite the outsole being beastly out there, man. Like, I was really surprised. Now the insole is a supercritical foam, so they do have multiple layers of cushion, much like the 247. The only problem that I had with this thing was actually the top liner, and they used to have a bunch of little like silicone beads all over them, and it's to grip to your socks so that you're really like snug and secure in this thing. No matter what moves you're shifting, you're not going to be shifting on the footbed and all of that kind of stuff. The only problem is that they didn't last. Like, my first day using them, I took the shoe off and it snowflaked out of the shoe. Like, almost all of those beads were gone. And as I continue to use them, more and more of them disappear. You can even see them on my hand in this little shot right here. Obviously, you could take that insole and replace it with anything else that you'd like. So if you wanted something with a little bit more cushion, or just something without that grippy stuff on there that kind of like frays off, then feel free. Or if you wear an orthotic, same thing. You can remove that, put in whatever else that you use, and you'll be good to go. Now the materials are very similar to the 247, but an entirely different implementation. One of the things that I actually really love about this brand so far is their usage of old school materials mixed with new school stuff like the knit. Even though I don't love the knit, I do wish that they weren't sock shoes. But with them being sock shoes, they're some of the best sock shoes I've ever worn, basketball wise.
That's high praise.
So the main base layer is a full-on knit. It's very tight and structured where it needs to be, and then it's open and breathable also where it needs to be. So mostly the tongue. One of the things that you usually end up having a problem with sock shoes like this is lace pressure, and that is non-existent here. The laces that they use, the way that they're literally put within the eye stay, don't let them twist up and everything. So you don't have any lace pressure there. And then at the one area where you might, right there at the collar where you really cinch things up and like lock down your heel and your ankle, there's additional structured pillows knitted into that thing. It's cool. So yeah, I would say that this brand so far is using the knit concept that was kind of like pushed by both Adidas and Nike. Very, very hard, by the way. And they're doing it better than both brands ever have. Now, the knit thing can't really be relied on its own. Like, knit is just too stretchy, even when it is very strong. Go ahead and look at something like the Kobe 8s, the Kobe 9s, the Kobe 10s. Those are backed by lots of glue and sometimes nylon, so you get that crispy knit. This is not that. This is almost free-flowing knit, but then they structure things around it to ensure that your foot stays on that footbed. So with the 247, it was a leather rand, and with the 360, I don't know what this is, but it's fucking awesome. It's like that thing from Beetlejuice, that chair that like grabs you and then like walked off and
I believe it's her art, but yes.
That was art? That wasn't a chair? Yeah. Wow. Okay. But either way, this thing right here just really has some 90s aesthetic to it. Like, every time I look at these, I see some like Cheryl Swoops, or this pair of up-tempos, or these bad boys right here. They just really remind me of all of those types of models. What they're actually inspired by, I'm not sure. I've been guessing for weeks and Brett still won't tell me. But what these things actually do is lock you down exactly the way that you can actually see. So these strategic zones, the forefoot, the midfoot, the rear. And by the rear, I mean the ankle, and then it draws you into the rear of the shoe. True ankle supports. You can have something flimsy like this, where it plays like a low top. But all of your true structure and support comes from the midsole sculpting, the internal heel counter, the way that the laces draw you into those components and then lock you down onto the footbed. That is true support, real support, not fake like, oh, this is a high top ankle support. No, that's bullshit. That's called marketing. This right here is bare bones as it gets, and it works better than any high top that you can find. And on top of all of that stuff, it allows everything to really be flexible. So while the knit and the leather overlays are literally locking your foot onto the footbed like a straitjacket would, you do not feel like you're suffocating whatsoever. Like this thing right here just really feels like you're wearing socks with really cool soles that just work really well on a basketball court. Honestly, like this is engineering right here in basketball footwear, and I love it. And did I mention that those overlays are leather? Now, in terms of fit, I would do exactly what I did in the 247, which is go down half a size. These knit shoes are supposed to feel or fit one-to-one. They are sock shoes, so if you do your typical, or what most people do, this is not what I do, but most people do a thumb's width of space. If you have that much space, you're gonna be shifting inside the footbed, and it's not gonna work out for you. Like it's gonna be tippy. Now, the overall support, especially in the forefoot, is the one thing that makes me really go for these over the 247s. So these guys right here, again, really good cushion, but I did have an issue right there at the forefoot, especially on lateral stops and changes of direction, step backs, things like that, where it just kind of feels a little bit tippy, almost as if that portion of the shoe is getting sucked underneath my foot. And so on certain lateral moves where I'm forefoot heavy, I'd feel like I would like turn over a little bit. I explained this same thing that I was having in the Tatum 3 performance reviews. So that one I like visually explained it, being like, yeah, this is what's happening. And same thing in that shoe. Non-existent with this one. This one, you're sitting low, the footbed is wide, you're sitting really like in it. It's cratering you, it's hugging you. It's like that art piece from Beetlejuice. It's amazing. Like this thing right here was built for shifty guys, and I would say to step that up a notch or to go even further, if you're just looking for really good stability, this is a shoe for you. In addition to that, they still have torsion support in there, so that's awesome. The structure in the rear, like I was explaining earlier, is just really, really good. Like the heel counter area is fantastic. This back section is so strong, like it's just ridiculous. So I love these, man. Like this is a really good shoe. I believe that they are available starting today, so if you were interested, I will leave a link down below in the description box. It'll head you over to their website where you can go and check them out. I think this is the only colorway launching first. So if you wanted something different, maybe just hold off a little bit. But if you love all black shoes like this, then you're going to be good to go. And with all of that being said, what is today's question of the day?
I'm always curious as to what shoes don't get reviewed and why.
In what way? Like, are we talking about performance reviews, or are we talking about just reviews in general?
You can cover both.
Well, performance reviews, it really depends. Sometimes it's that there's really just me, like Alan's injured right now. We do have Jericho, which is, he's been covering our shorts, like our short performance reviews, and those are awesome. Like, I think that he does a great job at them. Unfortunately, nobody watches them. So why would I waste any time like doing anything extra? You know what I mean? Like, views are probably the main reason for things. So like Jackson does stuff still, and even though it's like, you know, in between, like he hasn't gotten a lot of stuff, most of it's been me. It's just been mostly about views. Like I don't think people really understand this, but like when you're doing a YouTube channel, like you and I, we come here and we work and we don't get paid. We hope to get paid. And the only way to get paid is to get views. Let those ad rolls or whatever like roll through, and the longer the view duration per video, the more ads you're hitting, the more money we could potentially make. So sometimes we're spending $100 and whatever on a shoe, and then we're spending all of our time doing all the testing, the reviewing, all the B-roll, all the edits. Like this is hours and hours and hours, sometimes days worth of work, all for I hope we get paid this time. So yeah, that's really what it's about. Same thing with the regular reviews. Like if we're talking about, why didn't you review this, you know, skate shoe, or this shoe from this brand, or this running shoe, or just whatever, there's a good reason. One, we buy everything that we review, and that eats away at all of that potential revenue that we make within the videos themselves. And so the less money we make, the less product we can get. You know what I mean? That's why we have places like Discord, where our Discord community literally helps fund the purchases to make this channel keep going. Without them, we would have closed shop years ago. It's just that simple. Like, views equate to revenue. We spend the majority of our revenue on product because we have to. This is what we do. We review the shoes. And if we can't afford something, or we feel like that if we do buy it, we won't make our money back plus enough to actually give us like a payment for it, you know what I mean? Like give us a paycheck, then we can't do it. And that's just, it's simple. It's very simple.
I'll add one last reason. We try to stick to a schedule, like every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. You can pretty much count on you're gonna wake up and there will be a WearTesters video. Sometimes a Wednesday if we do a performance review, like that's the day it falls on now. And sometimes there's not much to pick from. And again, like we're deciding what shoes we think will get the viewers there. And then sometimes there's just too much product and stuff gets bumped.
It could be both. Yeah, like especially like right now, like we're doing shoes that, cause like what will happen is the videos that get the most pop obviously are Jordan retros. Like whether you like it or not, that's just what it is. That is what gains the most views. And so yeah, we try to mix things up by doing Air Max models, Adidas models, these kinds of brands, all that stuff. And then nobody comes and watches the videos. And it's like that not only cost us money, but it cost us all of our time, all of our effort. We could have literally not made a video that day and made the same amount of money by letting an old video just run through. And so yeah, so those are the things that are kind of like blows to not an ego, but to
morale.
Yeah, morale, exactly. Like we're just like do I only do Jordan retros because that's the only thing that our audience comes out for? Do we stop doing performance reviews because they don't get the same views that a Jordan, literally a Jordan 1 over and over and over again, you know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't get the same kind of views. So like what do we do as a business? And so yeah, I think that it's hard because everybody gets this product, our review, the video, the content, it's all free. We don't charge anybody and we do all of our work for you for free. And that's the way that we want to keep it. You know what I mean? Like we don't want to like have a paywall or anything like that. But what we need is just simple things like support, actually watching the video, watching it all the way through, hitting the like button, hitting the subscribe button, leaving a comment so that that stupid fucking algorithm picks it up and throws it out to the YouTube masses.
One last note though.
Yeah.
There are the people who do all those things and we know.
No, we have hardcore supporters that are here for all of those. Unfortunately, it's like less than 1% of our entire audience. And that's the part that, again, like a hit to the morale where we're just like, well, damn. But to everybody that sits here and like if you're in this video and especially if you're at this time frame or timestamp, like thank you so much, dude. Like I can't even express to you how much or how vital you are to this channel's survival. So thank you guys for everything. I really do appreciate you. Our day ones, our everydayers, are the people that come here the most, and we see you. Trust me, like we could see you guys on the back end. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys. You are what keeps us going. I'll catch you guys in the next one. So until then, y'all have a good one.